In her video, Is Feminism Really Dying?, linked below, Karen Straughan referred to other longtime vloggers on YouTube who predicted the things we see happening in the feminist community today. While she didn't mention me, she never does, she's right, although I tend to think of it as a forecast rather than a prediction. As most of you know, I predicted what's happening and what will happen with respect to feminism more than 20 years ago. And of the MGTOW, MRA, and anti-feminist vloggers, I consider Karen's video on this topic to be among the most reasonable. But then, of course, I would, because hers comes the closest to saying the same things I've said in previous videos. I even emailed her about this topic, among others, 3 or 4 years ago, and both my 1991 article and the 2015 video on the cyclic nature of feminism, or hypergamy, are linked below. As I said in previous videos, my forecast on this subject all began with Eric Hoffer's outline of mass movements in his book, The True Believer, and I recommend that book highly. She's right that feminism isn't about to turn belly up overnight, but has several more years to run, and that even after it does cycle down, the hypergamy will not die. Recognition that hypergamy is not about to simply evaporate is, of course, a topic that several other prominent voices have pointed out, including Turd-Flinging Monkey, Stardust, CS MGTOW, who's back, yay, Coltane, and others. While I recognized this cycle in 1988, it wasn't until 2000 or thereabouts that I realized it would take more than one or a few voices in opposition to turn things around, and on January 12th I read one of Martin Armstrong's blog posts linked below that really goes to the heart of the matter. Quote, "It is not that one man can make a difference. I tried that route and quickly saw that the best ideas were still ignored due to the self-interest of those in charge. Consequently, it is never the individual, but society, that must reach the point where it seeks an answer and embraces a new idea. Once we abandon the deep analysis of people like Hitler and step back from the individual to observe the collective community, suddenly history takes shape, which conforms like everything else to the laws of physics." Close quote. Martin Armstrong, The Coming European Revolution. This is a key concept that Armstrong emphasizes. It's about time. While I believe it's important to take steps to defend ourselves and to keep spreading the word to give others the benefit of our experiences and insights, as long as those in power benefit from the status quo, and as long as they can keep things going, one or two or a handful of us can do very little to turn things around. It's just about time. But we don't want to just sit on our hands waiting for the rest of the world to catch up with us. No! In addition to taking steps to protect ourselves and to spread the word, as Turd-Flinging Monkey, Burn Chapin, Aaron Clary, and I, among many others, I'm sure, have all said, we can strive to secure our finances, if not prosper. With that in mind, a very quick note. If you haven't yet visited Martin Armstrong's blog, I strongly encourage you to do so. Armstrong has now made the investor level of his Socrates AI computer models available. The 30-day trial subscription is available for just $10. I subscribed last week, and I can tell you right now that if this had been available 2 months ago, I'd be much better off today. In fact, a few weeks ago, I entered into a trade, and it was looking good. But then I subscribed to Armstrong's Socrates artificial intelligence models, saw that it was warning of an imminent drop, so I got out. And mere hours later, the stock was plummeting. So instead of being stuck with a losing position, I made money. That's the biggest challenge I have. Most of the trades I make start out all right, but then they flop. Seriously, while I had a handful of options trades last year that made more than 30%, I had 2 trades that both got over 80%, and I was thinking, hot dog, I'm holding on to a winner. And then they both dropped like rocks. So I lost, big time. So a service that can tell me when to get out is valuable. Now, this is not a paid subscription. This is not a paid advertisement. I have a trial subscription right now and plan to take out an annual subscription next payday. So I'm not offering this as investment advice. In other words, do your own due diligence. All right? That's all for now. Check out the other videos. Subscribe to the channel. For the Backlash at backlash.com. My name is Rod Van Mecklin.